Namaste. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for your presence. This practice will be about rejuvenation. And yoga is often considered a fountain of youth because of its ability to slow the aging process. We know that sleep, diet, and exercise are all proven factors in controlling the aging process. And stress is a major contributor to aging because it compromises the immune system and can cause cardiac damage. Stress can be countered by social connection, spirituality, and men especially benefit from being married. These contribute to longevity, as does proper diet, enough sleep, and adequate exercise. So we're going to practice some gentle stretching, yoga asana, and yogic relaxation, yoga Nidra, to help manage and alleviate stress, tension, or anxiety, which will allow the body and mind to rest and rejuvenate. So, taking a comfortable seat, let's sit up straight, tall, rolling the shoulders up and back so the head, neck, and trunk are all balanced right over the sitting bones. Breathe in and out calmly through the nostrils, inhaling rest, rejuvenation, and exhaling any stress or tension. Inhaling that relaxation, ease, and just letting go of any cares or worries. Just simply being aware of the touch of breath in the nostrils as you breathe. The cool touch of the inhalation and the warm touch of the exhalation. Breath awareness is the key to this rejuvenation. Prana is the life energy. And as we learn to cultivate and conserve and direct prana where it's needed, we become healthier. So therefore, we'll practice prana mudra by simply bringing the little fingers and ring fingers to touch the tip of the thumb and leave the first two fingers extended loosely. And you can rest these face up on the thighs as you relax and breathe. The tip of the thumb represents the fire element, so it's bringing more activation to the earth and water elements, touching the pinky and ring fingers. So by balancing this flow of prana through the body and awakening any sluggishness and nourishing any areas that are not really being felt by the breath. So just being conscious to breathe as though the whole body breathes. Nourishing every cell in your body on the inhale and releasing any tension on the exhale. The jaw just slackens, the eyes soften. Just simply being present with your breath And feeling the touch of breath in the nostrils and the flow of the exhale over the upper lip. Prana Mudra is said to slow the aging process, to direct self-healing energy. Now, resting Prana Mudra, let's move a little with the spine. Exhale, tucking the chin to the chest, rounding the back. Then inhale, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chin up. And just rocking back and forth at your own pace. Exhaling, navel to spine. Inhaling, drawing the shoulder blades down the back, opening the throat. Breathing without any pause between the inhale and the exhale. Now a circle round on the hips. Exhaling as you roll forward. Inhaling as you rock back. And reverse the direction. And reach forward, tiptoe the fingers in front, and bow forward over the hips, keeping the back full, the kidneys lifting, the armpits lifting, and the back of the neck broad. Try and keep both sitting bones still pressing into the mat or into the cushion. And try walking the hands over to the right and stretching through the left side of the body. Breathing into the left hip. And switch when you're ready, cross over to the left side and fold over the left hip. Bowing on the exhale and expanding on the inhale. Breathing more prana into that right side of the waist, hip. And we'll lift up to a straight back. And practice Bhastrika Pranayama. This is the bellows breath, where you pump your navel in and out with each breath. Relaxing on the inhale, the navel expands, and contracting on the exhale to get a puff of air through the nostrils. Begin with slow breaths and gradually build up the pace to your comfortable capacity. There's equal emphasis on the inhale and the exhale, like a blacksmith pumping his bellows to get the furnace red hot. Now rest for a few moments, relax, roll the shoulders around, loosen the neck up. And if you started to hiccup or cough or something, it just means you need to slow down a little bit more and be more conscious of working through the navel center. It's not a lot of chest breathing. The shoulders don't need to move around a lot. Just relax the shoulders and chest. Focus more here in the navel center, pumping in and out with your breath. try another round. And if you start to get dizzy or uncomfortable, coughing, just stop and breathe normally. Rest, breathe normally, roll the shoulders around, loosen the head and neck up. And you're starting to warm up the prana, stoke the fire a little more in the navel center. This is good. We need to build up a little heat so that we can start to move it through the body. Let's do one final round of Bhastrika breathing. And as you're ready, begin. And slow it down and rest to normal breath. And good news is we get to lie down on our backs to begin. So please recline onto your back. And I'll face this way. And there's a lot of things we'll do, just starting with a nice symmetrical stretch, reaching the arms up overhead, pushing the toes away, spreading all the fingers and shining out through the fingertips, down through the soles of the feet, flexing the toes while still pointing the feet. Inhale, reaching to your max. And exhale, relaxing into the support of the floor. Now asymmetrically extend through the right arm and the right leg. Like you're reaching for a high fruit hanging from a tree. And then switch and lengthen through the left side, the left arm reaching while the left toes stretch away. And then alternate from side to side. Like you're picking fruit from a tree with opposite hands. Good. And then relax. And bring the arms down to your side. Lift the knees up and place the feet flat on the floor. The knees can knock together. On the inhale, feel the lower back arch up away from the floor. You could even put a hand underneath that. And on the exhalation, draw the navel in and down, the lower ribs down, so the back of the spine is more flush on the floor. The tailbone is lengthening. So inhale, get that arch in the lower back, and exhale, flattening the spine more. And just do that simple pelvic tilt. The pelvis rocking back and forth. That's an action that's referred to as nutation in the pelvis. Now, as you're exhaling, I want you to squeeze and tighten the pelvic floor. Apply that Mula Bandha, the root lock. Each exhalation, hold that energy at the pelvic floor, lifting it up from within. And then on the inhale, relax and let it loose. Exhale, tightening the pelvic floor, and inhale, relaxing it. It's this pulsation in rhythm with the breath. Now walk the heels up a little closer. The feet are parallel for bridge pose. We're going to lift up on the inhale. Bring the buttocks up and slowly lower on the exhale. And repeat as you're breathing up on the inhale and down on the exhale. Try not to let the knees splay apart. Hug the knees into the midline. Squeeze the buttocks and then lower. Now switch the breath. So on the exhale, lift. And on the inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, squeeze the buttocks, lengthen the tailbone, and inhale, lower, and expand and relax the belly. And just notice which way feels more comfortable to you. Next, we're going to lengthen the left leg on the floor, hug the right knee into the chest. Inhale, relax the arms, and exhale, draw the right knee a little closer. That's good. And extend the right leg up and interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Maybe you need to roll the ankle, loosen the ankle joint, flex the toes. And keeping the knee soft, draw the knee towards the chest. And as you exhale, press out through the sole of the foot. Try and straighten the knee a little more. Inhale, soften. And exhale, extend and stretch. And little by little, we're stretching through the hamstrings, the calves. And you may find that you can walk your hands higher up towards the foot. But don't let the breath get pinched or compromised. You can always soften the knee more. Now bending the right knee, put the right foot back down and open the right knee to the side like you're in tree pose, but there's no pressure, no stress. You can extend the arms over the head, get another long stretch through the spine. Enjoy that deep breath, nourishing the body on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale. Now spread the arms or make cactus arms and roll over onto the left hip. Cross the right knee to the left side where the left hand can hold. And lengthen through the right side of the body, reaching up and away. As you gently twist through the spine. Inhale to lengthen through the bottom leg, the upper arm. And exhale to deepen the twist and draw the navel more completely into the back. Releasing this side, extend through the right leg, square the back, and then hug the left knee into the chest. Beginning very gently. Inhale, letting the knee widen out, and exhaling, feeling your way deeper into the stretch. Never forcing, never straining. So the body can stay relatively relaxed and calm. The mind steady, peaceful. Extend the left leg and hold the back of the thigh. Keep the knee bent and gradually push out as you exhale through the sole of the foot. Inhale, soften the knee, draw it in, and exhale, extend and stretch. Over a series of breaths, you may be able to even lift the hands higher. It doesn't matter if you do that. You don't want to force yourself to lift up with the head or shoulders. So keep the head and shoulders grounded. Soften the left knee more, so you can hold where you're comfortable without tensing the neck or shoulders. The bigger your breath, the easier it is to stretch. Now we're bending the left knee, placing the left foot down, and open the left knee to the side. That left hand can help ease that knee open. You can go into tree pose on your back, lifting the arms, pressing out through the sole of the right foot as though you're pressing into the floor with your right foot and reaching to the sky with your fingertips. A worry-free tree pose. And then open the arms or make cactus arms and bring the left knee up and cross it over as you roll onto the right hip. And the right hand can hold the left knee as you go into the spinal twist. Inhale, lengthen through the bottom leg and the upper arm. And exhale, draw the navel in a little more completely to the spine. So you're still taking full breaths, using the diaphragm to move the air gently in and out. One more nice, relaxed breath. And we'll return onto the back, lifting both knees and hugging both knees into the chest. Give them a nice squeeze, and now let's lift the head and shoulders, come into a tight little ball as you exhale. And inhale, lower the head and shoulders down, expand in the heart. Exhale, tuck in through the navel. Curl into a ball, and inhale, roll back down. And then rest the feet and shoulders down. Slide the legs out straight and the arms up over the head. Now we're going to do opposite hand and foot, lifting the left leg, the right arm, reach up until they touch, and then lower back down. Exhale, lift the left arm, the right leg till they touch, and inhale, lower them back down. And just keep alternating. Opposite hand to foot. So you're taking deep, full breaths. Inhale, stretching out on the floor, and exhale, lifting up to the sky. Once more to each side. No hurry. And when you're done, you're going to lift the knees, and on the exhale, lift the hands and bring the knees and hands together, and inhale, lower the heels back down, the arms reach overhead. So exhale, lift the knees up to the hands. And inhale, lower the heels back down. And you can do this with bent knees or more straight legs if you want more challenge, intensity here. Remember, this is to rest and restore, so you don't have to do your hardest. Just enough to awaken some of that muscular energy in the core. And just do one more. And then lower the feet to the mat and cross the right ankle over the left knee. And you gently push the right knee away with the right hand as you open up through the right hip, rocking it back and forth, and then rocking it side to side so that right foot can cross over to the mat as you twist, and then the right knee come to the opposite side of the mat. So we're just rocking a little side to side, getting the hips loose. And then thread the needle with the right arm through the legs. Hold the back of the left thigh. And you might have to lift your head and shoulders to get into the bind, but try and keep the head and shoulders down so they're supported by the floor as you stretch more. And exhale, bring the left knee in towards the chest. And maybe it doesn't come far, that's okay. Inhale, let the arms lengthen, the belly expand, and on your exhale, bring a little more stretch into the hip. And the deeper your breath, the easier it is to stretch, because the prana is going where it needs to go. Take another deep stretch in that right hip. And then rest and uncross the right ankle. And switch to the left ankle over the right knee. And pressing the left knee away with the left hand. And rocking that left knee from side to side. And then thread the needle with the left arm going through, holding around the back of the right thigh or on top of the right shin, and resting the head and shoulders on the floor. Inhale, lengthen the arms, expand to your full lung capacity. And on the exhale, gently squeeze the air out, one molecule at a time, just nice and even. Calmly breathing, nice deep breaths. No pressure. Just doing what feels good to your body. And we're going to release this side and take happy baby pose, holding the feet, the ankles, or maybe just the backs of the thighs. And having a little fun with this, just rock it around side to side, back and forth, wherever your body needs to move. And then we're going to rock up to a seated position. All right. And let's come on all the way around to child's pose. First, just lower the sitting bones to the heels. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold over the thighs. Keeping the toenails pressing into the mat so the ankles, the feet are active. Gradually, over a series of breaths, melting the upper back, letting the forehead perhaps come to rest on the mat. If the forehead doesn't reach, you can make a fist with one hand or some combination with the hands to support the head, so it's not just hanging and dangling, but has something to push against. The spine is rounded like a rainbow shape. The tailbone tucking down towards the heels. And we're lifting up part way. And we're going to open the knees to your capacity. And maybe that means you have to turn sideways to stay cushioned on your mat. But I have a carpet, so I'm okay. I'm going to stay facing this direction and come into a wide-kneed child's pose. And you may just take your time, pause partway into the pose, maybe rest on the elbows. And then the legs are not just passive, the legs are engaging, hugging the muscles to the bone and lifting through the inner thighs as though you're hugging the knees in towards the midline, like you're squeezing an imaginary exercise ball between the knees. Over a series of breaths, perhaps even getting the forehead down to rest on the back of the hands or the mat, while keeping the inner armpits lifting up and the shoulder blades drawing into the back. There's an action to hug into the midline, not only with the knees and thighs, but also with the arms and shoulders. All right. Now please come forward onto your stomach any way that makes sense to you. Laying flat on your stomach. And still a little cobra pose. Rolling the shoulders up and back. Pressing the toenails down. Curl the chest up. And if you want, just sway a little from side to side. Roll the head around, whatever feels good to your body. Then rolling down onto the mat, extend the right arm 90 degrees, palm face down. And then push down through the left palm, roll onto the right hip. And bend the knees slightly for balance. You can enjoy this nice shoulder opener as you press the right palm into the floor. Or add a half bow by bending the top knee, the left knee, reaching down with the left hand and binding the left ankle. This is a nice chest opener, shoulder opener. And gives you a thigh stretch. Now, Now start to release and switch to the opposite arm. Left arm extended 90 degrees. Press the right palm into the mat and roll onto the left hip. And you can just stay with the knees bent, getting that nice shoulder opener. Or add the thigh stretch by binding the right hand to the right ankle and pressing the right heel away from the back. And careful not to let your head dangle, but keep the neck muscles supporting the weight of the head. Breathe into the shoulders. Wherever it's needed, send the breath. Good, and release onto the stomach here. For a locust pose, Shalabhasana. You can choose whatever arm position you prefer. You might start with the arms wide, the palms face down, or perhaps you enjoy the hand clasp behind the back. And we're pressing down through the hips and lifting the shoulders. Careful not to pinch in the back of the neck by pointing the chin forward. Keeping the chin pointed down, lift up in the back of the neck, lift up in the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths, sending energy into the lower back. And release the clasp, the chin to the side. Let the heels open or windshield wiper from side to side. And then bend both knees and bind for bow pose, Dhanurasana. Middle finger fits right into the crease of the ankles. As you flex the ankles, lift up the front of the shoulders, and then try and lift up the knees. And breathe. Look down slightly so you're not hurting the back of the neck. And how about one more deep breath? Lifting to your max and slowly releasing down, chin to the other side. And windshield wiper the heels. Now let's push up to table pose. And slowly back to child's pose. Now bring the elbows down to the floor for rabbit pose. Walk the elbows in towards the knees as much as you wish to round the back. And then tuck the chin to the chest, chin into the throat, so the top of the head now can come to the mat. And lift up the buttocks. And you're gently stretching the back of the neck as you lift the hips. But you have your hands and forearms to press into the floor to control how much weight is going into the neck and head. And release, lift the head up, lift the shoulders up to table pose. Inhale, extend the right arm and stretch up through the right fingertips. And exhale, thread the right arm under the left, tucking the chin, bringing the right side of the head and maybe the right shoulder to the mat, twisting through this child's pose. Another stretch on the back of the neck and shoulder. And inhale, lift that right shoulder up. Extend the left arm, press down through the right. Open the heart. And exhale, thread the left arm through and tuck the chin. Rest on the outside of the left shoulder and head so you can stretch along that outer neck and shoulder. Inhale and lift back up to table pose. All right, let's do one downward dog. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, and walk it out. Inhale, bend the knees, and exhale, straighten the legs, press the heels, and soften on the inhale, and lengthen through the heels as you exhale. You're also lengthening through the arms as you exhale, press from the heart out through the fingertips. Now lift the right leg up, three-legged dog, open the hip. And bend the right knee, tuck it into the chest and bring it up for pigeon behind the right wrist. Walk the left knee back as you come into pigeon. Open the chest. Press down through the back toes, either with the toes curled under or the toenails pressing into the mat, and hug to the midline with the outer hips. So we're engaging the pelvic floor and the lower abdomen. And if you're ready to come forward, you can bring the elbows down. Let it be a restorative, restful pose for you. With long, deep breaths. Nourishing yourself on the inhale. And calming the mind on the exhale. Resting. Release and lift back up as you're ready. Step back to down dog. Walk the knees. Claw the fingertips. Hug the arms into the midline. Shoulder blades to the spine. Then lift the left leg up and three-legged dog. Open the hip. Maybe you like to bend the knee or extend. Find what works for you. And bend the left knee, bring it into the chest, and lower the left knee behind the left wrist. Coming to pigeon on this side. Walk the right knee back. And press down through the legs. Even the back foot presses down so you can lift up in the heart. Lengthen in the neck and gently fold forward over that front hip, taking your time to ease your way into the stretch, being aware of what you're feeling in your body and sending the breath, sending prana wherever it's needed to increase the ease, the comfort, and the relaxation part of the pose. A pose should be steady and easeful. Sukha Stiram. repose and rest in the pose with a calm and steady mind, remaining, remembering the muscular energy of alignment in the hips and pelvis. So it's a mindful stretch. Okay. Lifting up and briefly stepping back to down dog, just so that we can straighten the legs again before coming on to hero pose. So sit towards the heels in hero pose, Virasana. You can take that prana mudra once more. Rest on the thighs, roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, pull the navel in, press the toenails down, sitting strong like the hero that you are. Inhale, nourishing the body, and exhale, calming the mind. You can add the reclining hero if you wish to lie back, going back maybe to the elbows or the shoulders. Pretty intense stretch for the quadriceps, also very good for the psoas muscles. Now let's come around, lift out of hero pose. And the legs in front for a wide leg forward bend. I'll face your direction. Widen the legs, spread the toes, and inhale, lift up through the front of the shoulders, rolling them up and back, and exhale, pulling the navel in, leaning forward over the hips. You may not go very far at first, don't be discouraged. It gets easier as you breathe. The deeper your breath, the more prana you can send into the body where it's needed. Wherever you're feeling restricted, tightness, breathe prana into those areas. Keep hugging muscles to the bone. Paradoxically, it takes muscular energy to stretch the muscles. So we engage the muscles gently so the stretch can move through the entire belly of the muscle, all length of the muscle, stretching evenly. You may find that you get stuck somewhere, so you support yourself at that place with the hands in front of the shoulders, so you're not ending up rounding the back or pinching the neck. But the breath remains full and generous, sweet and juicy. Let it be a restorative pose. It's a forward bend, which tend to be very calming. Inhale, release up. And then bending the knees out to the side, come into cobbler pose. I'm going to need a little cushion to sit on as I tend to roll round in my back in this pose. So here I can lift the lower back, open the knees, widen the chest, And if I like, gently press the inner thighs open with the elbows. But there's no force, no strain. Just a steady, even stretch. Okay. Take another deep breath. Now we're going to come to head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. Extend the left leg, keep the right knee bent, and press the right foot into the left thigh as that left thigh meets it with opposing force. So hugging to the midline with the legs, with opposing force, and toning the abdomen through that action. It helps to support the lower back. Draw the lower back in, helps you lengthen the spine, and fold up, out, and over that left hip. Don't worry about reaching to the foot or coming down to the mat. Keep it fun. Keep it relaxing, restful, and easeful. And you'll be able to sustain the pose much longer. Enjoy more benefits from the pose instead of rushing to, get to some magazine picture of the pose. Let the pose serve you, not you be a slave to the pose. Deep restorative breaths. Now lift up part way. Coming up out of the pose part way, maybe that means bringing the hands back to the knee. And on the exhalation, apply Mula Bandha at the root, lifting the pelvic floor and toning the lower belly. You're going to also draw the navel in, lift it up in Uddiyana Bandha. And draw the sides of the neck back and the chin tuck slightly and throat lock, Jalandhara Bandha. So we're halfway forward in Janu Shirshasana. And as you exhale, begin to apply these bandhas, these locks at the pelvis, at the navel, and at the throat. When you need to breathe in, relax the bandhas, relax all those locks. And as you exhale, slowly empty the breath and suspend the breath on the end of the exhalation as you hold the bandhas. Bandhas prevent prana from leaking out as you're doing this breath retention. Inhale, relax the bandhas, fill the lungs to capacity, and slowly empty the breath, tightening Mula Bandha at the root, Uddiyana Bandha at the navel, and Jalandhara at the throat. Suspend the breath at the end of the exhalation just for that little pause. And then inhale, fully breathe in. One more time. Exhaling, applying all three bandhas, which is called Maha Bandha, the great lock, when all three are engaged. And then inhale, release, and lift up. Switch legs. Extend the right leg. You have to massage the knee. Go ahead and do that. And bend the left knee. Press the left foot into the right thigh. Draw the lower back in so you can sit up straight. You're not rounding in the lower back. Use muscular energy to hug the legs to the midline. The opposing forces squeeze into one another. And rise up tall. Exhale, begin to fold over the right leg. Maybe only an inch to start. That's okay. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Send the breath anywhere you're feeling tight, tension, or stress. It's like WD-40. It lubricates. It helps things flow. And over a series of breaths, you may surprise yourself. Ah, I can touch my foot. The inner body bright, the inner armpits lifting up, and the back of the neck lifting, so there's no pinching. If you stick your chin out in front, that's going to pinch the back of the neck and restrict the flow of prana, keeping these lines of energy open and straight. The prana can flow more freely, nourishing every part of the body. Breathe as though your whole body breathes. Inhale, lift up part way, maybe bringing the hands back to that right knee. And focusing on these bandhas, starting as you exhale to apply Mula Bandha at the root, Uddiyana Bandha at the navel, and Jalandhara Bandha at the throat. So all three together in Mahabandha. And relax those locks as you inhale. And reapply them as you exhale. And if you find you can hold all three locks, suspend the breath at the end of the exhalation for a few seconds. And then inhale, relaxing bandhas, filling the lungs. And one more Mahabandha as you exhale. And release, coming up as you inhale to a straight back. And now lying flat on your back for Shavasana. And this will be a little bit longer Shavasana, so please cover yourself with a blanket, make yourself warm, comfortable. I'm going to lead you through a Yoga Nidra practice called 61-point relaxation. And in this practice, what we're really you're utilizing pratyahara. Pratyahara means withdrawal of the senses from the external world to focus on the inner landscape. And it is a homecoming in a spiritual sense. And the Bhagavad Gita says, one who completely withdraws the senses from their objects, as a tortoise withdraws its limbs into its shell, his wisdom stands firm. Like a turtle drawing its head and limbs into its home, you withdraw from the objects of your senses and from the entanglements of your mind. And then the virtue and brilliance of your soul will become established in its own abode. And that is the meaning of the soul abiding in itself. To unravel stress, you must work in a conscious and methodical manner. The first step is very simple. Just make a decision to unload your burdens and start your journey home. Make a decision to reclaim your beautiful self, your body, your clear, calm, and tranquil mind, and the peaceful core of your being. And then summon your willpower and determination. It is your sankalpa, your power of will and determination, that will infuse your relaxation practice with life. The moment you make the decision that you're going to relax, the body starts secretly secreting healthy hormones and sending wholesome messages to every cell, limb, and organ. If you truly decide to relax with full intention and respect for yourself, the vital centers in you, including the chakras and the most minute aspects of your body and mind, will get the message. Your body is being reunited with your breath and mind. The breath and the mind are best friends. The scriptures describe the breath as the queen bee, while the forces of the body, senses, and mind are portrayed as the breath's worker bees. Wherever the queen bee sits, the workers gather around her. When she flies, they fly with her. Thus, wherever your breath is, that's where your mind will be. Awareness of your breath creates awareness of the flow of vitality in you. With the aid of the breath, the mind can visit all the nooks and crannies of your being. And when the breath and mind are united in this way, all the other forces of your body immediately become active, full of joy and delight. Breath awareness is the true source of relaxation. Now, relaxation is this process of clearing away, unblocking, and decongesting your body and mind. Physiological and psychological imbalances that once occupied space within you begin to clear away. And when you have truly relaxed, you will notice that your blood circulates more freely, resulting in less constriction in the blood vessels. Thus, undernourished limbs and organs are not only cleansed, but nourished and nurtured as well. All this is possible when your mind and breath move in your body harmoniously. So now you're resting comfortably on your back in corpse pose and breathing nice, calm, even breaths. Feeling warm, comfortable, safe, and secure. You're going to travel through the body, through 61 points, one at a time, bringing your awareness to focus on each point as though there was a small orb of light inside your body at that point. Just starting now by bringing your awareness to the eyebrow center, the Ajna chakra between the eyebrows. Inside your body, try to imagine a small ball of light luminously glowing there at your third eye. Moving prana to the third eye. And next point, moving your awareness to the throat center. In the hollow of the throat, try to picture the small ball of light floating there inside your body. The next point is the right shoulder. Try to visualize this ball of light inside your body moving to your right shoulder. And the next point is your right elbow. And the next point is your right wrist. Visualizing the ball of light moving inside your body to the right wrist. The next point is the right thumb, the tip of the right thumb. The tip of the second finger. And next is the tip of the third finger. And the next is the tip of the fourth finger. And the next is the tip of the fifth finger, the pinky. The next point is the right wrist. And the next point is the right elbow. And the next point is the right shoulder. And the next point is the throat center. And the next point is the left shoulder. The ball of light glowing in the left shoulder. And then the next point is the left elbow. And the next point is the left wrist. Just feeling, sensing, imagining that ball of light at the left wrist. And then moves to the tip of the thumb, the left thumb. The second finger of the left hand. The third finger. The fourth finger. And the pinky finger. And back to the left wrist. The ball of light moving up to the left elbow. And then up to the left shoulder. And back to the heart center, the throat center, I mean, the hollow of the throat. And next to the heart center. The ball of light glowing luminously in the heart center. And the next point is the right breast. And then back to the heart center. The next point is the left breast. And back to the heart center. The next point is the navel center. The ball of light glowing at the navel center inside the body. And lower down, next point is the root center, the base of the spine. Next point is the right hip. And the next point is the right knee. And the next point is the right ankle. And then the right big toe. Stay focused on the tip of the toe. Now the ball of light is moving to the second toe. And next to the third toe. Next to the fourth toe. And now to the little toe, the right foot. Next point is the right ankle. And then the right knee. Breathing into the right knee. Sending the breath. And next point, the right hip. Sending the breath to the right hip. And next point is the root center, the base of the spine. And the next point is the left hip. Breathe into the left hip. Send the breath there. The next point is the left knee. And the next point is the left ankle. And the next point is the big toe of the left foot. Sensing the tip of the big toe. Sending the breath to the tip of the second toe. The tip of the third toe. And the tip of the fourth toe. These are hard. Keep focus. And the tip of the little toe. Now the next point is the left ankle. Now the left knee. And next point is the left hip. Sending the breath to the left hip. Next is the root center. Sending the breath to the root center. The next point is the navel center. Breathe to the navel center. The ball of light grows brighter as it raises the next point, the heart center. Breath into the heart center, helping it glow a little brighter. Next point, the throat center, the hollow of the throat. glowing brighter. And finally, returning to the eyebrow center, the Ajna chakra, final point between the eyebrows inside the body. Sending the breath there. And now trying to feel the breath in all 61 points. Breathe as though your whole body breathes. Nourishing on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale. Begin to deepen your breath and stretch, awaken your body. And gradually roll to your right side in a fetal position. Come up to seated, any comfortable way you want. And thank you for your presence. Bless you with rejuvenation, healing. Namaste.